If you really want to know spirituality, don't look for anything. Don't come into this space with an objective, with an agenda. If making a lot of money is the reason why you are coming into spirituality, then you are into spirituality for all the wrong reasons. You can have access to spirituality simply because you have a spirit, right? So spirituality is just becoming aware of your spirit self. It's not what you are searching for, it's the faculty, the understanding of your frame of thought, how your mind works. The possibilities that you give to your spirit self is actually what would happen to you. Spirituality is just one aspect of who you are. It's not the totality of you. You are a being. That is a human. A tree is a being, so the tree being. That's why in our language we call the nimpa, the human being, nimpa dia. So it's upon climbing up these ladders that you actually understand what spirituality is. Akwaba. Welcome to the Micro Series. I'm Osok Pujo Bento. Always humble, always delighted. Hope you've ordered your power stick yet. And I know there are tons of questions coming in from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube, all asking about a power stick. Listen, we haven't totally ignored all these questions. When you get your power stick, I told you it's going to be in this package, right? Very pretty, beautiful package. It's going to be in this. And when you get your power stick, you open, it's marked and sealed with Micra. You see the manual. The first thing you see is the 2 media. That's the first thing you see. Once you have your 2 media, you open it and your power stick is right here. This is your power stick and it's yours for the use. And I said, once you have it, all you need is your spray bottle filled in very strong alcohol. Begin to spray on it, speak over it, and whatever it is you're seeking for is totally in your hands. Listen, the trick to the power stick is that this is not like something you just do it once. It has to be your lifestyle. It has to be part of you. You constantly have to get your alcohol spray, speak over it. Speak over anything you want to see happen in your life. As you're on this program, as you're on this journey, you get to learn a lot of things. So once you're speaking over your power stick, you're already coming into alignment with who you are. Everything that is downloaded and decoded into who you are would come alive once you begin to speak and practice the usage of the power stick. This is not something, some magic, no. This is something you practice. This is something that becomes a part of you. Wherever you go, just hold. This is mine. I showed you this mine. Let me put this back. This is definitely going to be a gift for somebody. So, again, the opportunity will come for this gift to be given out. So get your power stick today, order and get your spray bottle. We use the proof, the 100% alcohol, and you can use any strong liquor. Somebody said the other day, I'm going to use tequila. If you feel tequila is the strongest alcohol you can get it, spray it over your power stick and speak over it. Whatever you're seeking for will definitely happen. Now let's get back to the class. And the last time I was talking about the fact that with your eyes closed, you get to see a lot. A lot begins to happen to you even before you know it. I want to continue that. The way the body possesses, the way different organs functions, the various channels along which one's inner energy moves, the manner in which the anatomy is aligned, the fact that the boundaries are limited to the external world will come alive when you learn to close your eyes. The giveaway is a lot of people feel the fact that you can see, you are totally at an advantage over everybody else, especially over those who necessarily do not see. But that is totally the opposite. These physical senses, these physical platforms are only limiting us, limiting our being, limiting who we are. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the physical body does not have its functions. All that I'm saying is it is limiting you. Think about it. Whenever you've seen anything spiritual, either by ways of prophetic or dreams or visions and all of that, did you see them with your physical eyes? You have seen more things that are very powerful and as much come into your life or happen to your life or happen around your life with your eyes closed than with your eyes can ever be open. So once you learn this process, everything that the Creator has set into motion would automatically come alive, and you would begin to have conversations with the dimensions as though you are living in the multiple places at the same time. The key is willingness. So if you missed the previous episode, make sure you go and watch it. When you watch this and you practice the exercise that I taught you, learning this would automatically assist you to become anything you want to be in life with no limitation. This is what a lot of people are not putting into fact or considering, that the Creator didn't give you any limitation. No, the ability of our being is limitless. But you decided to come into this particular dimension with a particular objective to do a particular thing. That is why your entire focus is on one thing. You have existed for multiple millions of years. So you think that it's only one thing for the entire millions of years. Only one thing is what you're able to do. If you even do one thing for 5 years, are you not going to get bored? So if you have been in existence for multiple millions of years, how have you been able to just do one thing? It's not possible. Even if that was the case, it couldn't have been possible. The question of what it is to be a human being would begin to open up to you in your line of thought. Once you begin to not close yourself up, once you begin not to open up yourself, to not limit yourself by relying on our physical senses and actually start to go beyond our physical senses, you begin to realize that the question that I said in one of the previous episodes about wonder would all of a sudden come into you. What is it that a human being is all about? What are the capabilities of a human being? What can a human being actually do, and what can't a human being do? All these questions will begin to blow out of the way. If you really want to know spirituality, don't look for anything. This is a heavy one. The problem is, a lot of people come into this space with objectives. Oh, I want to be spiritual. This is the favorite one. I want to be spiritual so I make a lot of money. If making a lot of money is the reason why you are coming into spirituality, then you are into spirituality for all the wrong reasons. I've told you I don't like using the word spirituality, but that is the easiest form I can represent what I'm teaching. So don't come into this space with an objective, with an agenda. People think spirituality is about looking for God or looking for truth or looking for the ultimate. Spirituality is not about that. It is not about a God. It is not about an ultimate. It is not about trying to look for something specific. Okay, people think when you can pray aloud for everyone to applaud you, when you can memorize scriptures, when you could quote here and there, dressing in particular functions, walking in a certain way, talking in a particular manner, it's what makes you spiritual. What makes you spiritual is not the clothes that you're wearing. What makes you spiritual is not the things that you're putting on. You go to a lot of shrines, you go to a lot of these places, pastors, religious leaders, and they are in so much uproar that they are almost not seen. Well, what they are wearing swallows them up. That doesn't make you spiritual. You can have access to spirituality simply because you have a spirit. Spirituality is just the functionality of your spirit. When your physical essence is activated and in motion, then all of a sudden you are operating from a physical place. So you say your physicality, the physical essence of you. So once you begin to operate from your spirit dimension, then we are talking spirituality. If you're operating from your mental faculty, we call it mentality. You understand? So being a spiritual person is not what you are wearing. It's not what you put on you. I'm not totally discounting it. I'm not totally disproving it, but that is not the qualification to spirituality. So don't try, oh, I can't wait to wear this for somebody to see this. I go sometimes without my rings. Sometimes I go, my power stick, someone asks a question, does it mean that when you get a power stick, you cannot live without it? When the minute you leave it in your house and you go, it means the energy is, no. Like I said, it's a practice. It becomes your way of life. It becomes your ritual, right? So spirituality is just becoming aware of your spirit self. The spirit that you have. The problem is you have already defined what you are looking for the minute you think, I am into spirituality for this. If you say that, okay, I came into spirituality because I want to have a good marriage, you are ended. That's it for you. The spiritual realms cannot open up any more than what it has opened for you. Because this is all you came to do. Came to look for a boyfriend. Came to look for a husband. Spirituality is just you coming into aware of what your spirit can do. Now, once you begin to understand the things, the capabilities, the possibilities, the awareness, the advancement of your spirit self, now where is the limit? But once you see, I want to be spiritual so that I can defend myself. If this is the reason why you're coming to spirituality, then you've already concluded the matter. You will not see anything beyond that. Think about it. If you go to school and say, I want to become a doctor, do you concern yourself with other faculties? If you pick a single man and say, okay, this is the man I want to be with, do you concern yourself with other men except you like men? So once you come into this space or this realm or this field with a close mentality that, oh, I want to be spiritual because I want to have money, you've already defined that. And everything else your spirit has to offer you will never get to you because you came in with your definitions. Spirituality is not about the object of your search that is important. It is the faculty of your looking. It's not what you are searching for. It's the faculty, the understanding of your frame of thought, how your mind works. The possibilities that you give to your spirit self is actually what would happen to you. If you keep your spirit in a closed casket, in a closed casket, if you keep it in an enclosed place, it will never yield anything more for you. When we say what is spirituality, they are not speaking out of experience. They are only speaking from a place of conceived ideas. They think a spiritual person must look this way. A spiritual person might think this way. A spiritual person cannot do this. A spiritual person cannot do that. A spiritual person cannot go here. You come in with a conceived thought. And once your thought is conceived, it can never break out because it is sealed. Spirituality is just one aspect of who you are. It's not the totality of you. So it's like having a car that operates from 7 gears, right? And you drive it only on the 4th gear or the 3rd gear. How are you using the car? Or you drive only on 1st gear? You definitely destroy the engine of the car and the transmission of the car. It's the same thing. This is why a lot of people are killing themselves, because once they come into spirituality, they only focus on the spirit and neglect their physical self. They only focus on the spirit and neglect their mental self. So you have a lot of priests that are dying. You have a lot of spiritual people that are dying. A lot of pastors, prophets, spiritual, religious leaders that are dying because once they came into this field, they totally ignored and alienated everything else and left the spirit self and expected the spirit self would be that which is carrying the entire faculty of a human being. That's not how spirituality works. Spirituality is understanding that, okay, I have an aspect of me, but this aspect is just one aspect of the 4 other aspects of me. So once I know this one, I must know the physical, I must know the mental, and I must know my craft. It's the combination of this 4 that makes up a human being. You are a being. That is a human. A tree is a being. So the tree being. That's why in our language we call the nimpa, the human being, nimpa dia. So you are a being that has 4 different compartments or departments. You must master all these departments. You must master the physical self. You must master the mental self. You must master the spirit self. Then you come and understand your craft. It is graduating on these. The physical self is your first dimension. The second dimension is what? Your mental self. The third dimension is your spirit self. The fourth dimension is your craft. So it's upon climbing up these ladders that you actually understand what spirituality is and don't limit yourself. Time is up. Listen, guys, I gotta go. Don't forget, if you have any questions, go to www.makera.org. That's our website. Visit our website, ask your question, place your orders, do all that. In the website, you also discover what we are really about and the things that we plan to do. I love you guys always. Make sure you're ordering your power stick. You need this. You need this by you. Forget about the jewelries. Forget about the hair. Forget about all the things that you're planning to get for yourself. Get this first. Because if you get all these things and you end your time here in this dimension, what is the benefit of that? Get a power stick. I love you guys.